Clark's Key Services at it again. I'm here to service you guys, give you guys some information. Class is in session again. All right, we got two different Chrysler remotes here. One is supposed to be a push to start, and one is actually a push to start. All right. Everything else about this remote is the exact same. So when companies say that they test the remotes before they send out, that could be true. They tested it, but the push to start part you can't really test. You got to actually open it up to see it. So let me show you something. So first thing first, I'm going to do like always and read the chip. So that's the first key. It is the ID46 chip. All right. And the model is 941A. All right. It's not locked. Now we're going to test the one that's actually a push to start. Read this chip. It is an ID 46 as well. All right. So some people are like, oh, it's got something to do with the frequency. Frequency part, I'm going to put the chip back together. I need the battery in order for you to see the frequency. All right. So the frequency for this one is 433. All right. The reason I'm doing this is because I want you guys to be educated again as you're buying these keys and you're wondering why places charge more for the keys and things like that. It's because you got to watch what you're buying. So that one is also a 433. So it has nothing to do with the signal that's putting out other than the fact that this one is missing something. So if you compare the two, this one has a chip in the middle of it. That is the proximity chip, whereas this one is missing it. It doesn't have it. So I went to program this for a customer, and this is actually what happened from my vendor. They told me to send them back, but because I needed some of the keys without the chip, I just went ahead and kept it. But the reality is, I went to program this to a car, and it would not program to the car because it didn't have the chip in there. Now, this is another error that you have with it. So this is the one that I programmed to the car. And this is mainly for the locksmiths, but you can get caught up if you purchase this key. So I'm reading the key again. That's the one I actually physically programmed to the car. If you look right here, it actually says locked. This is already locked to his vehicle. So I got one or two options. Depending on the key machine that the locksmith have, he may be able to decode this key. Because if you program it to it, they may not accept it back to where you send it to. So the locksmith very well may charge you to clear this out. And it's not actually that simple. You got to solder onto the board, so it's justifiable. I'll be telling you, if it was not justifiable, I would tell you that. But because you have to solder the contacts onto the board in order to clear the codes out, and you have to have specific machines, all machines won't clear out the codes. Like I couldn't even take this and just sit this in here and clear the code out. I actually got it soldered onto the board. There's a special connector that plugs into here to actually do it. And unfortunately, this machine that I got, it didn't even come with the cord. So I'm still dealing with them to figure out why Autel didn't send it. That's a story for a whole nother day. But know that if you're buying a key, you need to verify that that key actually works to your vehicle before you let them program it to the car. As I said in my other video, and I'm going to tell you that every time, because you'll go to send it back and they may not receive it. I'm not going to 100% say you need to get the key from the locksmith because it's their problem. Because when I went to program my customer key and it didn't program, it was a me problem. So the unfortunate thing is I didn't have any more remotes. There was transponders. There was only the 5 buttons. I only had them for the actual vans. So like the caravans and things like that, they had to open and close of the doors. So I didn't want to waste that remote. He was willing to wait until I got the other remote in because it was a secondary key anyway. So just to sum everything up, make sure that you're checking the key before you have it programmed. Have the locksmith check it. A lot of them, they're not going to be willing to because it's more of a hassle, to be quite honest, when you could have just purchased it from them. So you're trying to save a buck, but in saving that buck, you may end up getting the wrong thing. So just because you go on Amazon and it says it fits your car, you might be upset when you find out it doesn't fit your car. So as I said before, make sure you shop around and make sure you get the right actual key for the vehicle, or just let the locksmith handle it, because a lot of times the savings be $15, $20. It depends on where you take it to. But most of the time the savings don't even really be worth the headache if it doesn't end up working. But be careful what you're purchasing. And as always, Clark's Key Services at your rescue.